Okay, let's continue learning Next.js. We are starting from chapter 3 in this video. It's called Optimizing Fonts and Images. In the previous chapter, you learned how to style your Next.js application. Let's continue working on your homepage by adding a custom font and a hero image. In this chapter, here are the topics we will cover: how to add custom fonts with Next font, how to add images with Next image, how fonts and images are optimized in Next.js. Why optimize fonts? Fonts play a significant role in the design of a website, but using custom fonts in your project can affect performance if the font files need to be fetched and loaded. Cumulative layout shift is a metric used by Google to evaluate the performance and user experience of a website. With fonts, layout shift happens when the browser initially renders text in a fallback or system font and then swaps it out for a custom font once it has loaded. This swap can cause the text size, spacing, or layout to change, shifting elements around it. So we have initial load, some system fonts, for example, and then layout shift can happen once the custom fonts are loaded. Next.js automatically optimizes fonts in the application when you use the Next font module. It downloads font files at build time and hosts them with your other static assets. This means when a user visits your application, there are no additional network requests for fonts which would impact performance. Okay. It's time to take a quiz. Let's test our knowledge. How does Next.js optimize fonts? It causes additional network requests? No. It disables all custom fonts? That's funny. No. It preloads all fonts at runtime. It hosts font files with other static assets so that there are no additional network requests. So the option D. Let's move on. Adding a primary font. Let's add a custom Google font to your application to see how this works. In your app UI folder, create a new file called fonts.ts. Let's do that. UI folder, fonts.ts. You will use this file to keep the fonts that will be used throughout your application. Import the inter font from the Next font Google module. This will be your primary font. Then specify what subset you would like to load. In this case, Latin. Okay, so we should import the inter font. And specifying the subset. Okay. Finally, add the font to the body element in app layout TSX. Initialized. Okay, let's add this class name to our body element in the layout file. So layout file, our body is getting the class, and let's import our font from just created fonts file. Okay. By adding inter to the body element, the font will be applied throughout your application. Here you're also adding the Tailwind anti-aliased class, which smooths out the font. It's not necessary to use this class, but it adds a nice touch. Navigate to your browser, open DevTools and select the body element. You should see Inter and Inter fallback are now applied under styles. Okay, let's check it out. Let's find our body element. So yeah, we have class applied to our body element with the font family properties, and this anti-aliased class from Tailwind CSS, which adds WebKit font smoothing anti-aliased. Okay. So it works. Let's move on. Practice. Adding a secondary font. You can also add fonts to specific elements of your application. Now it's your turn. In your fonts.js file, import a secondary font called Lusitana and pass it to the p element in your app page tsx file. In addition to specifying a subset like you did before, you will also need to specify the font weight. Once you are ready, expand the code snippet below to see the solution. Hints: if you are unsure what weight options to pass to font, check the TypeScript errors in your code editor. Visit the Google Fonts website and search for Lusitana to see what options are available. See the documentation for adding multiple fonts and the full list options. Okay, I will reveal the solution to save some time. So we are adding another font in our fonts.js file. So we are exporting Lusitana here. Export Lusitana, weight 400, 700, subset Latin. And let's import this font to the page tsx file. And we should apply it using a class to the p element. Okay, I think this is the p element we need. Let's apply our secondary font. I see already the font has been changed, but is it the desired result? Finally, the Acme logo component also uses Lusitana. It was commented out to prevent errors. You can now uncomment it. Okay, we should uncomment the logo component. It hides somewhere here. Here it is. Let's uncomment it. Nice. I'm curious, let me check with the template image. Okay, I see the logo is matching. Okay, I think we've done everything correctly now. Great, you've added 2 custom fonts to your application. Next, let's add a hero image to the homepage. Okay, let's do that. Why optimize images? Next.js can serve static assets like images under the top level public folder. Files inside public can be referenced in your application. With the regular HTML, you would add an image as follows. Okay, it's just a regular HTML image tag. However, this means you have to manually ensure your image is responsive on different screen sizes, specify image sizes for different devices, prevent layout shift as the images load, lazy load images that are outside the user's viewport. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to take care of using the regular HTML image tag. For adding an image, image optimization is a large topic in web development that could be considered a specialization in itself. Instead of manually implementing these optimizations, you can use Next image component to automatically optimize your images. Sounds great and powerful. The image component. The image component is an extension of the HTML image tag and comes with automatic image optimization, such as preventing layout shift automatically when images are loading, resizing images to avoid shipping large images to devices with a smaller viewport, lazy loading images by default, images load as they enter the viewport, serving images in modern formats like WebP and AVIF. I haven't seen this format unfortunately before, not sure if it's common, when the browser supports it. Adding the desktop hero image. Okay, time to action. Let's use the image component. If you look inside the public folder, you will see there are two images, hero desktop PNG and hero mobile PNG. These two images are completely different and they will be shown depending if the user's device is a desktop or mobile. Let's check it out. Where is our public folder? So yeah, we do have hero desktop and hero mobile images. In your app page .tsx file, import the component from next image, then add the image under the comment. So okay, let's import the image component to our page .tsx file. And let's add the image component under this comment. So what are we adding? We are adding something has been loaded already. We are adding image component with a source, attribute, width, height, class name hidden, and block on medium size screens, and alt text. Here you are setting the width to 1000 and height to 760 pixels. It's good practice to set the width and height of your images to avoid layout shift. This should be an aspect ratio identical to the source image. You will also notice the class hidden to remove the image from the DOM on mobile screens, and MD block to show the image on desktop screens. This is what your home page should look like now. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yep. These are matching. Okay, practice. Adding the mobile hero image. Now it's your turn. Under the image you've just added, add another image component for hero mobile PNG. The image should have width 560 and height 620 pixels. It should be shown on mobile screens and hidden on desktop. You can use DevTools to check if the desktop and mobile images are swapped correctly. Let's reveal the solution. Paste it in under our desktop image. Yeah, visually I can see already it swaps. Let's see the image path. Okay, yeah, it uses hero image for mobile. And when we reach the desktop size, the image is being swapped accordingly. Great, your homepage now has a custom font and hero images. Another quiz: true or false, images without dimensions and web fonts are common causes of layout shift. Images without dimensions and web fonts. Okay, let's put true. Recommended reading. There is a lot more to learn about these topics, including optimizing remote images and using local font files. If you would like to dive deeper into fonts and images, see, and we have some useful links to docs on Mozilla, on Next.js website, and on Mozilla, as I see, on MDN. Okay, so this is the end of the chapter 3. We will continue in the next video with the chapter 4, which called creating layouts and pages. Let's create your dashboard routes using nested layouts and pages.